everybody, it's your boy D Max. So let's go ahead and talk. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no script, we shoot from the hip. Um, this morning I want to go on a light note, and well, not a light note, but a more somber note. And I want to give a heartfelt rest in heaven to Miss Chelsea Kryst. She was our 2019 Miss USA, and they just reported yesterday that she died, and she died from suicide. She jumped from a Manhattan building, and her life was ended. Now, in the society that we live in right now, you would ask, why would someone who seemingly had everything going for them feel the need to take their life? With everything that society holds dear and holds of value, she obtained those things. So why then was she still unsatisfied to the point to where she felt like she had to take her own life? That's what I want to talk about this morning, because life is priceless. Life is absolutely priceless. There's nothing in this world that is more valuable than our human life. And we will attempt to put prices on things, and we will attempt to prioritize things in our lives that will make other things seem more important than our lives. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, there's nothing in this world that is made by mankind or otherwise that is more precious than a human life. And so I want to go down a list of just some points that I made about this just to reinforce what I'm saying. Um, so a little bit, let's talk a little bit about Chelsea. Okay, they said that her family said that Chelsea was a social justice warrior. So she was always out fighting causes and being an advocate and standing up for people who couldn't speak for themselves. Okay, that's one very strong attribute to have, by the way. She was a very light skinned sister, had long curly hair, all of those things that guys look for in females nowadays. That plays into the whole colorism thing, as to where they feel like the closer you are to the white complexion, the closer you are to beauty, and they attribute that to being more accepted in your appearance and physically. So she was a very light skinned young lady. She's a very beautiful young lady, obviously, because she became Miss USA. And she was accepted by millions. She was popular. She was accepted by millions, and people, um, they really had a respect for her or a regard for her. I can't say that they loved her, because love is a strong word, and we use it too often for things that it does not pertain to. So I won't say that millions of people loved her, but millions of people accepted her. And so with that being said, all of these things right here that society tells you are necessary for you to be happy did not make this young lady happy. All of the things that society says makes you a success didn't make this young lady feel like a success. Not to the point to where you would take your own life, because successful people, they feel accomplished. They feel they're fulfilled. They've got everything going for them. So why would you end that if that is what true happiness is? Right? See, we're in the pursuit of happiness, right? And that brings up a good point, because Will Smith and Jaden Smith's first movie together was called Pursuit of Happiness. And in this movie, the pursuit of happiness that Will Smith had was about the pursuit of money, status, and respect. But now let's fast forward to now, and we look at Will Smith's life now. And this is no knock on Will Smith. I love Will Smith, and I feel like Will Smith is one of those pillars of the black community, regardless of what anybody think or say about him. This man has done so much, and he's been very graceful in all that he's done. And you can't really knock him for much except for these areas. And I'll name this thing because in the pursuit of happiness in Will's real life, all of those things, money, status, and respect, couldn't make his wife love and respect him as much as she did Tupac. That's a hard pill to swallow. All of these things that we consider successful, all of these things that we say is going to fulfill us and to make us a whole person, all of these things that we champion every day, and we're always preaching to people: money, ownership, buying this, owning that, all of these things, status, our position in society, what is our job, what is our title, what is our this and that, all of these labels, the respect. What are you going to do out here in these streets to get respect? What are you going to do to gain respect of these children? What are you going to do to gain respect of your woman? Well, Will Smith did everything that a man knows to do to get those things and still didn't get it. Still didn't get it. Look at his family. And I'm not saying that like in a malicious way. I'm saying it to prove a point. Look at this man's family. The level of success that Will Smith has, women would die to be with a man like this. This is, in all rights and intents, this is the perfect man that most of your women will describe. And Jada said, no, sorry, I want to love you like that, but you just don't measure up to Tupac, because that's where her heart really was. That's where her peace was. Her peace was in Tupac. Her comfortability was in Tupac. Her security was in Tupac. And Will could never get that from Tupac. And then when Tupac died, it was a done deal, because at that point he was competing against immortality, and he can't beat that. And so the pursuit of happiness is not the pursuit of money, status, and respect. The pursuit of happiness is really the pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because money never bought peace. Popularity is not love, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. See, all of these things that people consider success did not stop this young lady from taking her own life. And there are some detrimental things in life that can't be bought or given. So I need you to know that. Now, why I say the pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is the true pursuit of happiness, because when you pursue knowledge and wisdom and understanding, you're going to learn how to change your situations. You're going to learn how to get the greatest outcome that you can from a possible situation, because knowledge is going to give you all of the ability to be able to make this happen. It's going to give you all of the information, all the data necessary to make this happen. Wisdom is going to give you the ability to be able to apply all of that knowledge to your situation. And understanding is going to let you know how the wisdom and the knowledge is going to benefit you at the end of whatever endeavor you're going through using that system. And so knowledge, wisdom, and understanding all come together. You really can't have one without the other in true success. Because knowledge without wisdom, you're not going to be able to know how to apply it to your life. That's what I was saying the other day when I said people have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. And so that makes you more dangerous than it makes you a help. And so when you have wisdom, but no knowledge, Well, I have the ability to make something happen. I just don't know what to do. I don't have the steps. I don't have the instructions or the directions. So you can't have one without the other. And then understanding just brings it all together so that you can properly execute and have a good end result on whatever you're pursuing. So these three things go hand in hand, and you really can't have one without the other if you're trying to really be successful in life. You know, people often attribute success to a lot of things, and that's based on their life, that's based on their experiences, that's based on their environment, their socioeconomic circumstances, all of that combined together. It gives them an idea of what success is. If you grew up in a very impoverished area where nobody really had nothing, the man down the block who was paying a mortgage and had a car was considered successful. But you take that very same man and you move him to a middle class neighborhood, and he won't be considered as successful as the people who live in that middle class neighborhood because of their standing, you know. And then you take somebody from that middle class neighborhood, put them in a upper class neighborhood, and they're not going to fare well. So people's ideas of success varies. That's why we can't be arguing about what success is and who's successful and who's not successful, because money does not make you successful. Let's get that out of the way. All right. Money absolutely does not make you successful at all. Um, Popularity and respect has never made anybody successful. I respect a lot of people, but that don't make them successful. I respect um, there's drug addicts that I have major respect for, more respect that I have for non-drug addicts. Okay, to go ahead and put that in perspective. Um, so there's certain things that we attribute to success. There's certain things that we attribute to just having our stuff together. And nobody really has their stuff together. We still trying to get our stuff together. But we will fight tooth and nail to put off this image to the world that we got our stuff together so that we can get this imaginary love, this imaginary respect, and this imaginary honor that we desire from people. I don't desire any of those things anymore. Yeah, I understand that we need money because money is a tool that we use to barter and to um to exist in this world that we live in. Yes, I understand that, but I don't put the importance on money like everybody else does. Okay. Um it doesn't make me no difference either way. As long as I have what I need to be able to take care of my family, then I'm cool. I'm content. I don't want to be a millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire. I'm cool being a thousandaire. I swear I am. You can, if I had a Bible right here, I'd lay both of my hands on it when I say it. I swear I'm cool with being a thousandaire. I don't need to be no millionaire because me and my personality, I know me and I know my addictive personality. And if you put me in those environment with those wild people, I'll destroy myself on drugs, alcohol, women, whatever. I will definitely immerse myself in it and overdo it if I have unlimited resources. And so this is a safeguard for me because I understand me and I know that too much of anything makes you an addict. So, I'm cool with being content. I'm cool with being a thousandaire. And that is success for me because I'm able to accomplish the things that I want to in life and then some. I'm able to be a strong support system and a firm foundation for my family. And I'm not stressing myself out and killing myself unnecessarily trying to achieve something that is unachievable by the things that I'm trying to use to get there. And so I'm at peace. All of that just spells peace. And I'm at peace in life right now. I'm able to impart into other people because I'm at peace right now in my life. I'm able to extend an olive branch because I'm at peace right now. I'm able to get into arguments with friends and hold absolutely not one hard feeling towards them because I'm at peace right now in my life. Now, mind you, I'm going to match your energy when you come at me. So be careful by the way you come at me because I absolutely do match energies. I believe in that 100%. I'm going to hold the mirror up to you, the same mirror that is being held up to me. So if you come at me, watch your energy because I'm going to return it right back to you. You know, that's just how I am. And that's just how it's going to be. But at that same token, there's not going to be any malice in it. There's not going to be any hatred in it. There will be some venom in it. But I promise you, at the end of the day, I'm going to love you just the same or even more, never less. And we can move on from there. But getting an understanding is going to cause us to have to butt heads. Getting an understanding of each other is going to cause us to have to cross ideas and argue ideologies and argue theology and argue all of these different things in life so we can get an understanding of each other. I can't understand you if I don't talk to you, if we don't have conversations. That's how you find out things about each other. And so I'm definitely never going to shy away from engaging with anybody because I understand that everybody is pursuing that happiness. And in that pursuit of happiness, you're trying to get understanding, you're trying to get knowledge, and you're trying to gain wisdom in your pursuit of happiness. So, with that being said, I'm always going to be in search for those three things: knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. My pursuit isn't for happiness because happiness is something that's momentary and temporary. It comes and goes. I am in pursuit of peace. Peace is going to keep me in a perpetual state of contentment. No matter what is going on around me, I'm not going to go high. I'm not going to go low. I'm going to stay even all the way across the board. And it reminds me of a little lesson that I read probably about a month ago. And it goes like this. There was a man who was working on his job, and his boss came in and he said, "Sorry, Bob, we have to let you go." And Bob was like, "Wow, is there anything I can do?" It's like, "Nope, we're just cutting back, and we got to let some people go, and you're on the top of the list." So Bob went around the office and said all of his farewells to everybody in the office, and the people were like, "Oh man, this is so sad. This is so crazy. Oh man, this is just gonna throw a monkey wrench in your plans and in your life and stuff like that." And Bob's response was, "Maybe." And so he left after clearing out his desk and all that stuff and headed home. He decided to stop by the grocery store and get some milk. And while he was in the grocery store, he ran into a friend that he went to college with. And that friend, they were just talking, conversating back and forth. And it came up that Bob had just lost his job and he was going home to let his wife know. And his friend said, "Well, it's funny that you run into me because, I'm a supervisor over here at so and so business, and I have an opening right now, and I can start you off tomorrow." And Bob was like, "Okay." And so he got home and he began to tell his wife about his day, and he told her about him being fired and everything. And then he told her about his interaction at the grocery store with the old friend. And she was like, well, what started out bad ended up great. And Bob's response was, maybe. And so Bob showed up that Monday morning to start working with his friend. And it was a good job, good benefits to everything. And he worked with his friend for approximately 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, the boss came in and he said, hey, your buddy that got you hired here, we just fired him for embezzlement. And we feel like, your association to him is a bad look on the company. So we have to let you go. And Bob was like, okay, understood. Thank you for the opportunity. Once again, he packed his little box and he went home and he told his wife what took place. And his wife was like, oh, baby, that's so bad. That's so horrible. And Bob's response once again was, maybe. So Bob turns on the news later on that evening while he's eating dinner. And a breaking news thing alert comes across the screen and says that a disgruntled employee who was recently fired for embezzlement returned to his job and killed every single employee in the building. And it was Bob's friend who had went back to that job that they fired him from. And so this story stuck out to me for the fact that Bob never got too excited. Bob never got too depressed. Bob just waited. Bob was patient. And Bob allowed things to work out the way they should work out. And he never got overly excited about anything and put all his eggs in one basket. Never got too depressed and just said, this is the end of the world and I'm done and I can't take it. He stayed even and patient all the way through the process. And in the end, he came out no more damaged or no more, what's the word I'm looking for? No more better off. So he was straight. I don't mind being straight. I love being just straight and even all the way across the board. That's me. You're not going to get a whole lot of celebration out of me because I don't celebrate a lot of frivolous things. A lot of things do not excite me because I understand their place in this world and in my life. So I'm not going to get overly excited about something that most people would get excited about. And I'm not going to get overly depressed for some things either. I hit my levels of depression every now and then. I've talked about it all the time, but I remain even across the board. And there's some people in my life that help me to remain even across the board. Shout out to my boy Rob. Shout out to my boy Greg Welch. Shout out to my boy Tadra Grigley. Shout out to my boy Terry Carr. Shout out to my boy Jimmy Means. Shout out to my son Ronald. Shout out to my son Jamarian. My son Jeremiah. Shout out to my daughter Tamaria. Shout out to my daughter Gabby. Shout out to my daughter Shakana. My daughter Paula. Shout out to my daughter Shay. These are the people that keep me in line. Shout out to my wife Jennifer. These are the people who keep me even. Shout out to Yahweh because he's the main one that keeps me even in all things. Sometimes I'm a falter, but that's okay because there's always that reassurance every time I think back, like, hold up, I've been through worse than this before. And in those moments, I was thinking this and I was thinking that, and those things never came to pass. And I've had these situations throughout my life, and they never turned out for the worse like my mind was trying to get me to believe. And so going back on these past experiences that I've been through helps to keep me even all the way across the board, because I understand that this too shall pass. Whatever it is that I'm going through, this too shall pass. It's just a season that I have to go through. Not around, not over, not under, but through. And when I come out on the other side of it, I'm going to be stronger, because it's either going to do one or two things. It's going to make me or it's going to break me. But that's based on me. And so I'm going to stay even all the way across the board, because my pursuit of happiness is not for things. It's not for money. It's not for status in society. Okay. But that's all I really have to say on this. Once again, to Miss Chelsie Kryst, rest in heaven, Queen. Um, the world is going to miss a bright spot. And I hate so much that you did not see what everybody else saw in you. The people that you were an advocate for, you will be sorely missed to them. Your family, you will be sorely missed to them. Anybody that was connected to you in the spirit will be you will be sorely missed by them. Yeah, man, a sad thing. If you feel any type of way about your life and you feel like you can't carry on anymore, my first and always my first recommendation is going to be look to the Father, the Most High, the Creator of all things. My second advice, talk to somebody, whether it's a friend, family member, therapist. And I definitely recommend therapy for everybody, but find somebody to talk to and to get it out. All right. And I'm going to leave on this note, man. I love each and every one of you. And there is no script. I shoot from the hip. It's your boy D Mac. Know what I say? Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.